Hello everyone, I have all three of the Arrma Groms here as well as some parts from RC all-wheel drive, so I'm going to test, upgrade, and compare them on the track. Those parts include drive shafts, tires, shocks, a fan, and a servo, so let's get started. But first, there's one test passed, or failed. I did already convert the Mojave to brushless and I put the drive shafts in the rear, but now I'm going to put them in the front as well before I go and do some laps. The track is pretty dusty right now, but this thing is four-wheel drive, so should be able to handle it, but might have to water before we go head to head. Just wanted to get a few laps in with the stock setup, stock shocks, see how it feels so I have a better idea of how much better, hopefully, the new shocks are, see if they feel better or help lap times at all. Oh, there's a wheelie for you. That was kind of cool. Now I got it all dirty, but at least the center of the chassis stays pretty clean with this body. I did trim some of the body in the middle here just to lose some weight, hopefully lose some of that top heavy feel, but not a whole lot, so probably won't make a huge difference. Out with the old, in with the new, and these seem quite a bit better. All aluminum build, even the spring cups, pretty sweet. There are two O-rings under the seal there, and they did not come with oil. I put 30 weight in there. See how that goes to start off with. Hopefully it's good enough, and I'm going to run the medium springs. They do come with soft, medium, and hard springs, so you have some tuning options right away. Well, it's a little bouncier than I expected on the table anyway. I might want to try those soft springs after all, but see how this feels first. Okay, I have a few laps in, and I'll say they're not perfect, but it's mainly just some tuning needed. Luckily, they are easier to tune since they come with springs, and they are threaded shocks, so you can adjust the preload nice and easy. But even all the way up right now, the ride height is a little bit high, I feel like, so not completely ideal for the conditions, but it does feel like they're a little more planted when they do land, so I can feel that the potential is there to get them quite a bit better than stock. The stock ones I didn't touch out of the box. I always felt like the rear was a little bit light on oil. These shocks should be a lot more durable than the stock ones as well, being all aluminum versus all plastic. Should be a lot stronger. I haven't broken any of the stock ones, but I'm sure it's coming, so at least I'll have a backup set. And I don't think I'll have to worry about these breaking anytime soon, especially with track running. So right now I actually have the same exact fast lap time as with the other shocks, so just going to do a few more and see if I can beat it. Okay, I beat it by a tenth only, but the track conditions the way they are, it's hard to get much better than that at the moment. Time to switch to the buggy. Hannah is driving the Typhon now, and the plan is I'm going to run it for 5 minutes as is stock, and then I will put the fan in and see if it works any better with the aftermarket fan. If it runs cooler, I'll check the temps after both runs. I'm also going to put a servo in it after that 5 minutes and see if it handles any better. I will say the buggy handles better than the short course truck for sure, especially on this track. You can drive this more aggressively without worrying about tipping over as much. Just seems more planted. Those wider arms and less weight up top with the buggy body definitely pays off on the track. But they're both fun. Well, after running the buggy stock and then with the RC all-wheel drive fan and servo, I was able to lower my lap time, but not a whole lot, a little over a tenth, so nothing huge, but I was also more consistent. I was able to get more 12-second lap times. Part of that could be due to the fact that I had a little more practice in after the 5-minute session, all stock. I was warmed up and used to the buggy, so that always helps. Either way, nothing felt worse, definitely just felt like an improvement. Maybe it was more precise and that's why I was able to be more consistent. Having that aluminum servo horn should also help with durability, and the fan actually kept the motor 10 degrees cooler after the first 5-minute session compared to the second. So some improvement there. I don't know the spec differences. Either way, seemed like a solid improvement and a slight upgrade to stock, or an option if you do break the stock one. I also made a change to the Mojave. I went to the softer springs and it made a huge difference actually. I was really happy with it. I lowered my lap time about half a second, so I could definitely feel the improvement. Better traction, more stable, more planted, solid when it landed, so really happy with that. It feels a lot better. Got the ride height where I wanted it, much easier, so softer springs were definitely the answer there, and now I can see the improvements that I was expecting initially when I first put the shocks on. Next up, we have the tires, and they don't quite fit underneath the truck body. They could go on the buggy for a bit of a truggy or monster buggy feel, but I'm actually going to put them on the granite. First, I'm going to do a few laps with the stock tires and then put these on and see how much better they are. This truck is definitely the least track worthy of the three, but I was pretty surprised at how decent it is on the track. It's a little more challenging. The shorter wheelbase makes it less stable, but it gets around pretty well. I'm sure the lap times won't be quite as quick, but still good enough if you have one of these and you want to do some track running. Still plenty of fun. And if you had a few of the same ones, it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm going to race this against Hannah in the buggy at the end of this video after we water the track, because it is getting dusty. Taking a quick look at them, it does feel like there are foams in them, so that's a good sign. The stock ones do not come with any foams, so this should be a better feel on the track. The tread pattern is quite a bit different as well, so hopefully that hooks up better, and we'll see if it lowers lap times. These wheel stickers are pretty interesting, kind of cool. They also come with a bunch of other stickers in the bag, so probably should throw one of those on one of these rigs, huh? Okay, they are better all around. You can even hear them hooking up in the corners. Pretty cool to make a little squeal noise there, but seems like much better traction and a little more damping on the landings as well. The foams have less rebound in them than no foam, so definitely an improvement over stock on the track. Let's see what the lap times are like once I get a few in. Well, these tires were a nice improvement. I was able to lower my lap time about half a second, which is actually a pretty good amount on a track that small, and it can add up over time if you are racing. I was also able to do more consistent fast laps because it was less likely to spin out around the corners and I could drive more aggressively. Hannah even noticed the difference, and she even said that she rarely ever notices things like that, so that's how you know it was a pretty good improvement. And we're off. Gonna do some 5-lappers with some different vehicles, put a little water down. So we're hooking up extra nice right now. Driving the granite against Hannah in the Typhon, and she goes to the inside on me for 1 lap, but makes a mistake there, so I'm back to the lead. We're keeping it close. Didn't expect the granite to be able to keep up with the buggy, but so far so good. 2 laps down. This thing is hooking up now and actually pretty fun to drive. I'm quite surprised. Gonna let Hannah take that joker lane and catch up. She has to keep things close. She was driving that thing pretty well. Oh, I make a mistake now, but we're back on. She has been driving that thing pretty well lately. That's 3.
I think
So she should be tough to beat, especially with the monster truck. Short course and buggy next should be even closer match, but this is actually turning into a pretty good one here for 4. Get by her on the inside. She bounces back, tries to get me. Oh, really getting aggressive there. She gets the jump on me. Put her back in that corner, but 1 corner left, and got it done. All right. And we're off once again, standing in a different spot for a different view. And since this one is brushless, I turned the power down to 50%. Hopefully it's close. So far it's close with that first lap. We're about tied, battling back and forth. Pretty sweet so far. I backed out of that one. Didn't want to land on her and take her out. Gonna be tough to catch up unless she makes a mistake, which she does. Puts me back to the lead on 2 laps. Hopefully I can keep it together here, but I think 50% is a little bit light. Oh, I take her down. I let her go since that was my fault. And we're on 3. Not too much time left. Maybe the power's close to what stock is. Once I got used to that extra speed, now it feels extra slow. But the shocks are coming in handy as we crash together. Last lap. See what I can pull off here. She makes a weird mistake, but I block her, so once again, gotta let her go. It's kind of my fault. Not much time left to make it happen. Once again, bump into her. I want to get by clean if I'm going to get by at all, and I couldn't, so she'll take that one. Oh boy, a little more power on this one. Now we are on the same vehicle, both the Typhon buggies on 100% power. pretty stock all around besides that servo and fan in her buggy. So should be pretty close once again. Kind of struggling driving from here though. A couple spots are hard to see. No excuse though, she's pulling away. I gotta catch up. 2 laps down. Got plenty of time. Came in real hot there. Didn't want to plow into her, so backed off and try to find the line once again. See if she makes a mistake or gives me any room. 3. Oh, there's a little mistake, but I was on the outside, so can't make it happen until there. But she cuts back inside and gets me back. Good racing right there. We're already coming up to the last lap. Not good for me. Got to make something happen quick. That corner's a little blind. She makes a mistake. Lets me on through. As long as I go through this corner, I'll take the win. Sweet. So there's a setting on here. You can bump it down to 50, 75, or leave it at 100% to have a little more of a challenge. I'm going to try 75 for a little bonus race here. She'll be on 100. She's a little slow on the start, even though she's doing the start. You'd think she would take off right when it says beep, but she lets me go. 75 is actually just enough for the jumps on this track. I would say these buggies in their stock form are basically perfect for this track. Speed's just right. You can drive them wide open, have a lot of fun. So if you have a small space like this, you can put a track together. Stock is going to be good enough for a good time. Even on 100%, you can drive these really hard, which makes them a lot of fun. Just holding it wide open in a lot of spots. Oh, she gets little. That was clean. That was a nice move. That was wheel to wheel. But they're kind of like stock buggies indoors, 10th scale. Feels like that, or even 21.5. It's a pretty good time. Probably good practice for that as well if you have a small backyard track, but you want to go racing. Is this the last lap already?
Yeah.
Oh, she cutting and making some weird lines and more mistakes. 1 corner left. We're going to be about tied. Oh, the 100% power was the difference there. Pretty sure we were both wide open and she went just that extra couple inches. What an ending. Well, that was a lot of fun for us. Hopefully it was entertaining for you. We are having a blast with these Arrma Groms in the backyard because the track is sized so well for them. I want to thank RC All-Wheel Drive for sending the parts to make them better. Some of these are actually demo units that I got from Horizon to use at a show recently. So if you are in the southern Wisconsin area and you want to try one out, let me know. Thanks for watching.